Hey guys, Jordi from Forward 3D Printing. So, you ever been printing anything and then you realize that your filament is about to run out and either you're gonna have to put a different color or you may happen to be lucky and have the same color in another roll, but you don't know how to do said trick. A lot of people just let the prints get ruined and that's it. So, there's a function in Marlin called Advanced Pause Feature, and it also has a function in there called filament exchange. So what I want to do now is I want to teach you how to push that into Marlin, how to turn it on, and then I want to show you what it looks like on the machine. So let's get started. Alright guys, so this one is pretty straightforward. I want you to find the file where you extracted the copy of Marlin. I want you to open that file. I want you to open the next Marlin file and the next Marlin file, and I want you to find your compile, which means the next Marlin file that is sporting the Arduino logo as an icon. Now you're having trouble finding it on the file. It's gonna be the only type Arduino file. Notice that I already opened it here for us. Now, if you guys are watching this and you're like, what in the heck is this guy talking about? You need to go back and watch how to upload firmware to your machine for you to understand what I'm saying. If you have already done so, let's move on and let's go ahead and turn this function on. Right here under Marlin, you're gonna open it and you're gonna see that the first thing is selected is the Marlin tab. All these tabs are gonna be your permanent instructions to your firmware for your machine. The one that we're looking for is configuration advanced.h. Click anywhere on the page. On your keyboard, press Ctrl F. Notice that it opens the find tool. I had already written the word pause. I'm gonna press find. That's gonna find the first word. You can find the word pause, first line, and you're gonna find this right here, define advanced pause feature. Now notice above it, I'm gonna highlight it, it says requires an LCD display. So if you don't have one of those, please know that this code is not for you. You're just gonna get frustrated. So let's go ahead and move on. Define advanced pause feature. So right here it's uncommented. I need you to go ahead and remove those two forward slashes. That turns on the code. Basically that makes active code. Now if you don't want to change any other options like where does it park, how much does it raise, how much material does it kick out, if you just wanted to change the filament, that's it, and you have a direct extruder, you have done everything that you needed to do. Removing those two forward slashes solve the problem. Go ahead right here where it says verify and then go ahead and upload it to your machine. However, if you have a Bowden, you're gonna have to stick with me a little bit longer. Notice right here it says unload length 100 millimeters. If you have a Bowden extruder, your PTFE tube is certainly longer than 100 millimeters. So you're gonna have to add the distance of the PTFE tube to this amount. So for example, if your PTFE tube is a meter long, that's 1,000 millimeters. You're gonna add 1,000 millimeters plus 100 millimeters. That's gonna make 1,100 millimeters, and that is gonna be your unload length. Basically, that allows you to know that it's gonna clear your extruder. All right, so that's pretty much it. I needed to go ahead and verify that code and upload it, and you already have those functions. Here in a second, I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the LCD and what it looks like when we actually change the filament. Now, before I move on to that, I want you to notice right here, it gives you the X position, the Y position, and a Z addition. Which means when it's printing, it's gonna stop when you tell it to change filament. It's gonna add 10 millimeters to the Z height, and then it's gonna move to the Y positive 3 and X positive 3, which is the X position 3 plus and Y position 3 plus. And it's gonna park there. Now you can define your own place where you want it to park or how much you want it to raise itself away from the print before it goes to change filament. All right, so as I said, this is all you have to do now. Go ahead and verify it, compile your code, upload it, and I'll see you guys in a second to show you what it looks like on the LCD. Okay, so as you can see now, I have one color and a single layer object to make this easy. So all you have to do here is go to your tune commands, go down to change filament and click it.
Now the print is going to take a second to catch up. Again, it's doing the commands on the SD card, and as soon as it stops doing that, it will raise itself 10 millimeters and it will go to 0.33 x3 y3, and then it will kick out this filament, allowing me to start changing the filament, and then it will give me a note, it will give me a tone for me to know that I'm supposed to start changing the filament. Now what I do, insert a new filament, push the button, as you can see it starts to feed automatically. All you gotta do is hold it in place. And now we retracted 100 millimeters, so that would be counting that there was no oozing, and that would be right against, flush against the end of the nozzle. So then we're gonna have to extrude a little more to make sure that the nozzle becomes primed again. So now I have these, and I'm going to go resume print. It's going to go back to the position that it was and resumes the print. And the color has changed. So just make it easier in case you run out of filament, or you want to do a multicolor print instead of having to pause it, move it out of the way, and then remove the filament. You have an actual automatic option to do it, as I said earlier. Awesome. So I hope you like this video. I hope you learned a lot. If you have any other questions about these, again, you can always contact me. You can always find me on forward3dprinting.com, or you can also find us on Facebook group Forward 3D Printing. As always, please remember, do everything that you do as working for the Lord, not for man. And I'll see you around.